Right, so hello everyone, welcome back to Ultimate League Season 20 as we find ourselves here at the end of the first half of the season. So that means that for next week there won't be any races, but we find ourselves here qualifying in Kyalami. This was a track where we saw history being made, where we got Carvid taking his first ever win, and that was the first time where a driver uh, won from outside Europe won a race after K's last win in the Hungarian Grand Prix back in season 4, and Corbett's win came in season 13. But yeah, since then the grid has changed quite a lot. Actually, we used to have drivers like Sobol. We used to have there was Sobol, Marin Frears. There was Rosim, the Animator, Anti, Grandi, quite a few drivers that no longer race today. But either way, without any surprise, it is Charge GT now at the front of this qualifying. He's been super consistent, and yeah, I don't know why I'm looking very laggy. But either way, as we see right now, we are about to end this second lap. We got GT at the front. Is he going to improve? I think he tied with his first lap, as we got Hnadi up to second place. That is very crucial. Fatmi to P4. So no changes right at the front, only Fatmi getting up to P4. Then you got Snow Gamer Ozier in third place. That is actually a very good lap from
Yeah,
him.
we
Then
saw him. We saw him get pole in CL, and it looks like JT's on track to get his fifth pole in a row of the season.
yeah, as we see right now, we are about to end this qualifying. The drivers are now on the final straight. As we see JT improving that lap even further. With Hnadi now second place. And
Yeah, let me give us a rundown. Charge JT on pole. Where else would he be? We've got Nandi in second, his favorite position. Uh, Quarter of a second behind, followed by Aussie. We saw him on CL pole and a dominant CL feature victory. And what a qualifying from him for one-time Phantomy in fourth. Also great result for him in LSA. Doe Gamer in fifth. Doe Gamer in fifth. That is pretty good as well. F1 Fan in sixth, tied with Kader with 34.77, followed by Corvid. In ninth, we've got Batuko, and 10th qualifying is Colo. We've got a lot of CL drivers here in the top 10 of this qualifying. Matty Marr just missing out on the top 10. He's tied for 11th with homeboy Yoa, who's here in South Africa as home race, and what I've been told is his final planned race. So best of luck to him. Mason starting from 13th. Then it's Nihil subbing in for Johnny for SCP. We've got Arbor. That's how I'll say it. Arbor in 15th, Lexus in 16th. I've heard that it is Lexus's debut, and I think Mason's. I think those two are debuting today. So best of luck to them. And Albano has qualified 17th. What do you make of this qualifying grid?
well, first of all, your voice is very nice, and yeah, I forgot to say Kubo is joining me today, and yeah, either way, JT at the front, no big surprise, and Gennady will be starting at the front grid, which yeah, pretty sure he's gonna be trying to stay with JT as much as he can. Also, Ozier, they're gonna have to watch out for him if he's not gonna cause any issues at the front, as we see then Fatmi P4. And then you got Dogeman up there, which is very interesting. RMC looks very promising, and we might see a bit of a battle between RMC and Flow Force for today up there. And yeah, Kola only P10. He finished, I think, P6 in this debut race last week, which was obviously quite nice. And yeah, Mason, this is
Yeah,
his
I can
second.
confirm that.
Mason is his second race today, but for Lexus, yeah, there is his first ever race, as he is actually one of the reserve drivers from VEO. And
All right.
yes, so
Shall we have a start at it then?
yes, and here we go then. The drivers are on the grid. This will be a dry race, 42 laps. And let's see, will the lights go out? Here we go. And
Here we go.
it's on in Kyalami as we see JT here as we got Nandi maybe trying to overtake him. Then it's Ozier right behind it with Fantme. Also trying to overtake the Polish driver. We got Indo Gamer. up there as
Top
we
five
see.
running away.
Yeah, or maybe it's just Kader's ping where he has to. He looks like he's just giving a lot of space on our screen, but on his he's actually very close. And we also cannot forget about Corvid. It's the exact same thing for him as well. The high pingers, when they are slip streaming, they just give a lot of distance to the driver ahead on our screen. Either way, it is JT then leading the way, 92nd and Fatmi first, so a very good
Ooh,
start from the
Aussie hit the
LSAs.
wall.
Yeah, Aussie maybe starting to break the pack here for the top three. Although they're battling each other, we see Fatmi trying to take second place. This could be crucial. They're trying to do some team tactics as they go side by side. GT now trying to defend that second place. And now this is allowed for the others to just get closer. We got Aussie, Dogamer, and Corvid joining this pack. I wonder where Corvid is on his screen. As we see him, ooh, Dogamer now losing contact to the front there. Although Corvid might still have
I
that safe
wanna
stream.
Oh, Matty and Kader in a bit of a rocket there. I was gonna say Matty, good start up to the 7th from 11th, but now him and Kader, because of that rocket, they've been invited back to this death pack you see going on here for the middle positions.
Yeah, as we see now, both Vicar Autos now leading this group for P7. It was a very crazy battle here. We got Kolber, and Mason as well as Yoga. Here's Kolber and Kola with a bit of a lag rocket. They went straight into the grass there. Now they are whipped down at the back as we see Albono and Kola almost with a reverse 1-2 there. As now we see Kolber there on his debut race, battling with another debutant from Lexus there. As we see, they go side by side, but back at the front, it is GT leading the way. Hernandi and Fredmi will follow him, and then it's Ozzy with Gamers. So, no big changes there in the top 5. Now we also got Corvid joining this group of P6, but I think he might be pushed from behind on
Ooh,
his screen. That's kind of what it looked like. And now he's behind
ooh,
Matimar, and now Bituko being a victim there. Getting pushed on the inside now. Mason will pass him, or at least try to. And Corvid, think there was some teleportation.
Aussie goes a bit wide there, and him and Do Gamer go side by side. They lose the slip of the top three for now. And the top three might be looking to get away for now. Nandi and Fanami working together to fight Joe later on to only worry about one driver. And Do Gamer with another mistake there. I think that was unforced. And he's got a few cars right behind him, so he's got to focus on not screwing up there. Important communication I received before the race. Nihil is pronounced Nekhil, which I want to point out that is quite silly. KH is a h sound in many Eastern European languages, and you are appropriating culture, Nihil, because I said so. So, just putting that out there. Back to the race.
And there is some crazy cancel culture right here from Kubo. But as we see, we got F1 fan trying to put himself into the mix. As we see also Kader, who's finally returning today. As I think he only did the first race in this season in round 1, and that was it. And now he's
Ooh,
finally getting back.
Joe N.
Ooh,
Undercut.
that is interesting. GT going for the undercut here, and that's uh, could be quite dangerous for the LSAs, as that's pretty much what they didn't wanted to see. As
He
obviously,
gets out into clean air. Matty Moore saying TP, I think. I'm not sure whether he means Kader or Corvid, but Corvid does look to be a bit laggy right now, so it might have been an FPS drop from him. I'll try and monitor that situation if Manbergo could as well.
in the
That'd
meantime,
be sick.
Hanandi will going to the pits, but Fatmi stays out, so the LSAs are splitting the strategies here. They will not double stack. Now we see Hanandi going for the medium tires. And yeah, here goes JT. Does have that undercut. But ahead of him will be Yoha, who has big equipment.
Oh,
Oh,
we can't have words like that in the chat.
yeah, that is using the R word there. You see, Cole probably very frustrated. He knows that he could be on that top
I
5.
don't know why Kader is apologizing. That's a different four-lettered driver beginning with C from Cola. But either way,
Yeah,
Cola probably gonna hit him with a warn after this. You know, it's a cancel or be cancelled world out there, so everyone's gotta be on their best behavior. Kader currently leading the race as the top of the people that haven't pitted yet, and look at this diverse range of petting strategies we've got here. Lots of more hards, more mediums than we saw at the beginning. I think it was just a few people starting off on the mediums hards. Yoa and Kader, to be exact.
Ooh, in the meantime, I'm seeing Osiera trying to pass Sanandi. That would really damage his race, as we see now. And oh my god, he's gonna have to let him pass. So this is quite a nightmare for Sanandi right now. Because they know that with Osiera, they're not gonna catch JT this way.
Yeah.
And
I
in the
mean, Andy must be reliving his past trauma of having to deal with Polish drivers such as Rito, me, or Matimar in the past.
oh
And
yeah,
clearly, all those flashbacks are piling up in his brain right now as
yeah.
he's behind Aussie.
And Andy definitely does have some PTSD from the last time we raced here, and it was actually because of a Polish driver as well, Matimar. Whereas you see here, yeah, Nandi having to be behind Osiera now, there's definitely not going to be great. But yeah, Osiera could be up for a very good race. Also, we got Joha still keeping that slipstream from Chargetia. That's going to be very valuable for him as he's having quite a lot of
Yeah,
clean air right now. Then he's going to be pitting and he's going to have fresher tires than the others. So things are looking very, very promising for him, and I'm happy to see that, of course. As we see F1 fan with Toe Gamer, then it's Mason up there actually, doing a very interesting race. And then Nick Hill, I don't remember exactly how am I supposed to pronounce that name?
yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Apparently,
Oh my
Canadians.
god, this.
Oh, Mason got killed. Apparently, another teleport from Corvid, or the first one. According to
Oh,
Matty. Oh yeah, we see a little bit of lag there.
maybe I'll tell it to
I do
DNF.
wanna point out Figo and Mike Nike said that Yoa let Charge GT pass earlier so that he could take advantage of that slipstream, and that's very, very smart driving from Yoa to let him pass. Corvid has been asked to DNF as Matty gets close on him once. He's saying he only teleported once. I'll keep I'll keep an eye out. No, we'll let him race a bit longer.
In the meantime, we got Nick Hill with Mason as they are battling for P12 at the moment. And there's not that many battles, but yeah, we got GT leading. But look at Ozzy actually. Look at Ozzy, he's getting very close to the top two right
Holy
now.
shit! Yeah, those softs, it's a risky strategy. I wonder what he's got planned. Will he try and slip later on older tires? Because remember, you have to have two different compounds at least in a dry race. But let's let him focus for now. Manbergo telling me that Corvid has indeed teleported about 3 to 4 times before already. So if Corvid could please DNF, that'd be pretty cool of him to finally do that for once.
In the meantime,
Matty Moore now going on his inside.
yeah, well, his compatriot Ozzy has let Nandi pass, but now he lost his slipstream. But yeah, Ozzy, yeah, more like holy shit, he's doing really well. And yeah, I think for this situation, they're definitely not looking good. It's not the first time this has happened. And I think the one that will look to be more frustrated is probably Mati, because he was the one reporting it the most. He
Yeah,
obviously is
he
the
is
one.
currently still struggling with Corvid,
Yeah.
who's not giving him any space.
Who was, into the pits. And I'd say he could be on for at
Okay,
least
Corvid into the
P4.
pit.
And that could be very promising for Osiera. And I think this will be a nice one-time result. As we got now Yoa up into P5, and that's really telling you how good this strategy has went. As ahead of him will be Kader. And yeah, I'd say probably Yoa and Ozzy. I mean, yeah, I'd say it's Johan Ozzy that are looking to battle for this before they are the main candidates, because Kader will have to pit soon. In the meantime, we got Nandi now going for an undercut here for the second pit stop. He pitted for the
And
hards.
Aussie as well. Aussie onto the softs.
Yes, Nandi now is
I
on the
think
hard
Nandi
tires.
might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Nandi's on the hard tires. I think Nandi might be wanting to get Aussie slip, maybe to some extent.
yeah, but I think it's also
Once
trying
Aussie
to
passes him.
to try and catch JT again, because they were not really all that far away because of Ozzy's tires. I think they ended up working well. I was actually a bit concerned for Hanandi, where having someone like Ozzy ahead of him could actually cost him, because obviously Ozzy would never be as fast as JT, as yeah, JT is all that goated, but as we see, Nandi now looking to do some interesting tactics, but ahead of him will be Kader on all tires and high ping, so that's gonna be a bit of a challenge there, but he managed to easily pass him, and that is crucial, very very crucial there, as now we see JT then getting called in into the pits as he goes for the hard tires again, and will Nandi be able to catch this stream? I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough, but that was very close. But let's see,
Oh,
can he do
he's
it?
close.
He's extremely close. It's just a single mistake from JT. That could be enough for Hernandi to be there. Maybe they could swap positions and allow for Ozzy to try and catch him, because he has the soft tires. They are definitely faster here. In the meantime, we got Yoa still just keeping with this group, which is amazing for him actually. Once
It's a
again.
very time-sensitive decision here for Hernandi. I think he's looking for a good position if he wanted to unleash Ozzy. And Ozzy's not going for it.
Yeah, Ozzy just staying behind this time around. Oh, but now maybe
Oh,
wants
now
to
he's
pass
looking
him.
for around the outside. Not a very conventional way to switch, and Joe already has ran away
Oh,
quite a
Nandi
bit. I
losing
think Nandi,
slipstream.
yeah, I think Nandi might have gone hit into the grass there a little bit by a trailer.
But we
But
are.
let's see, can Ozzy catch Joe here?
Yes, the main thing though is that the tire difference is actually quite big at this point, so I'm not sure if this time around if it's going to really
Let's.
work or not. But yeah, I'd say though, Ozzy is looking very very impressive today. Quite the amazing
We
race. Could be
could
one of
compare
the
lap
front runners
times.
for the future. That is for sure.
Yeah.
As we
Yoa
got
also doing a less pit heavy strategy, and right now it looks to be working quite well for him. Oh,
just
Ozzy, big mistake, I think. He lost a lot of time just now. Nandy's back on his tail.
yeah, and this is just put JT in a very comfortable position. I think at this point he knows that he's winning, and when that
Yeah,
happens,
that's 8-10 slower from Ozzy than JT, unfortunately for him.
yeah, and when this happens, we know that JT is just not losing, and he's gonna be on that flow state pretty much, and he's gonna feel actually comfortable on race day, which kind of unleash some of your extra pace, and yeah, so we got Mason now leaving
Oh,
the
Nandy back
pits.
ahead. Yoa also trying to get ahead of Ozzy here. Very risky moves.
Yeah, as we see Ozzy trying to go up the inside there. I don't know why they're doing this at this point. It's really just not beneficial. As we see Joe having look up the inside there, but Hanani will be the one keeping second place. In the meantime, this has helped Futmi to get closer because he's been on this clean air and he has obviously fresher tires, so maybe his strategy could work well against Hanandi. But we saw
Yeah,
him
can we have
finishing.
a... Let's have a rundown of the running order as it stands.
Ooh, Paula.
Ooh. Kola with big complaints towards Arbor.
Yeah, I have no idea actually, but yeah,
Let's see,
so
Charge GT currently in first, nearly 3 seconds ahead now, allowed to escape. Nandi is probably not very happy about that, but he's detached from the pack behind, and Phantomy, meanwhile, is leading that pack that he's now caught up to. Ozzy currently in fourth, and those softs have seen better days. He might be pitting very soon. Yoa's behind him, and those mediums also look ready to pit. Kader is in sixth by himself. Very nice, respectable race for him at the moment. F1 fan also mostly by himself, and as we do see Ozzy and Yoa pit. Ozzy on another self softs, and Yoa, I think, on another self mediums. So Matty Marr in 8th, Batuko in ninth. Good positions for the Record boys, though Gamer in 10th after that good start. That's a bit of a letdown, but I'm sure he'll still be happy with top 10. Then we've got Nick Hell in 11th. Mason not too far behind them, under a second behind them, looking to chase them down. Lexus is in 13th, and Arbor is having a nice little Sunday stroll in 14th. 3 DNFs so far. Cola because of Arbor, Corvid because of teleports, and Albono. Um, I don't know. I forgot the reason, but he also DNF'd. Back to you now.
Yeah, so double DNF for Lynx Racing, and then Corvid is the other one DNFing today. So that leaves Robert there in P14 with Lexus in P13. So that is actually quite interesting. But yeah, as we see right now, GT leads the way, and I think it's just looking very, very comfortable. I think Anandi probably will have to settle for second place once again if he can take it, because Fantme might potentially beat him. He looks in a much to be on a much better situation right now. As last week we did saw Fantme taking second instead of Fernandi, but that was mostly because Fernandi went for a very weird strategy to then have the soft tires at the end to try and take that fastest lap, which I think he took because most of the drivers were driving on only mediums and hards. So when you take the softs, you have that big advantage. Now, speaking of fastest laps, we got actually F1 fan in P9 who has that fastest lap now, 34.77. Now, I would suppose that was maybe with some slipstream. It also has the soft tire, so that definitely helps. But in the meantime, we got the LSA just swapping positions, so no big surprise there.
Catter into the pits. Also, uh, it's been pointed out Aussie so far on a softs only strategy. I wonder if we'll see him pick mediums for the end. I think that's what the plan was. Unfortunately, a bunch of mistakes here and there, and I don't think he's managed to get a slip from someone in the podium as he was planning to. I believe that was the main plan, but I think it will be mediums to end it off. Otherwise, he will be disqualified. So he'll have to keep that in mind, lest he wants to end up like Matty at Tormo, who pitted, I think, 3 laps before the end of the race.
Yeah, I think we'll pick the mediums or maybe even the hards with 12 laps to go, but it's probably going to be the mediums. But I think the fact that he has to do these extra pit stops is starting to catch up to him because, yes, we see that's pretty much the reason why he doesn't have that slipstream from the top guys, because they are on a completely different strategy. And that's the main thing. If you want some piece of advice, is that when the fast drivers, they have
Oh,
the
Hnandi's
pace.
in.
Oh, there goes Nandi.
I think this is final pit.
Yeah, that's either way, as I was saying. When the drivers are fast, usually what they want to do is to do a different strategy, kind of like GT. That's why he went for the undercuts, so that they put themselves on a different path and they don't have any driver taking their slipstream for a moment. That could pretty much make the difference. And so yeah, that's why we saw, for instance, GT going for that undercut, and that's why, for instance, now Ozier might be looking to get beaten by Hernandi today, as obviously Hernandi has better pace. Even though at some point we did saw Ozzy actually giving slipstream to Hernandi. As in the meantime, we got a bit of an awkward exit there from Fetmi, as I think Joha had to slow down. But either way, he's definitely doing an amazing race and he's definitely having quite the proper send off. Even though his qualifying wasn't exactly the best, but yeah, amazing to see him there. And yeah, obviously happy. And now we see Nick Hill leaving the pitch. And it's important to state that this does have some really huge implications for the constructors, as it's been SCP and the LSA battling each other. They've been mostly getting the same amount of points in each round, and what's been making huge
Yeah,
difference.
but Nick Hill's in 12th.
Yes, but as I was saying, what's been making the bigger difference is round number 1, where Johnny Fu missed. And I don't know exactly who raced for SCP that day alongside JT, but yeah, they lost a lot of points to LSA, and since then they've been sort of close. SCP was definitely getting closer, I feel like, even though it was at a slow rate. But now I think that gap will be extended again, even with JT winning the race, because we've seen the only reason why SCP probably has a chance is mostly because of JT winning like every single race and getting that extra point for the
Oh,
fastest lap
Aussie
as
went
well.
for
I mean, for pole
hards.
position.
Aussie went for hards for his final pit.
Oh, that is interesting. Jerry should be looking, I think, for P4 today, because Yo has to pit. He's definitely going to
Yeah,
be
Yoa's
behind.
trying to get that slip from Fanami and Nandi to help him out a bit.
Oh, I think
Because
he's still
mediums,
in there.
obviously.
Maybe he's going to
Yeah, I
pit
think
on the
he
next
is.
lap. Like at the end of this
Charge
lap
GT
is...
just ran away from the LSAs when Aussie and Nandi were having that little dispute between the worn softs and worn hards, I think that's when JT really pulled away.
Though for a moment, there was a chance of them catching them back. I think it was when Hernandi didn't make the undercuts. The fact that you couldn't catch JT's slipstream when he left the pits. There, I think is what. That's when the race was sort of settled. But yeah, now we see looks like the LSAs are
Oh,
battling each other, probably just for fun. And this is actually great for Yowie. It just allows him to keep the slipstream and maybe catch Ozzy for third place. But he cannot be falling asleep because there's. Oh no, Kader is. He's gonna have to pit again, so probably not gonna be a threat to him. So I'd say Yoa definitely does have that top 5 finish secure. But I think the question is who's going to take P4. Because I don't know, as I'm seeing right now, I think Yoa has sort of extended the gap to Ozzy here, despite the
is he
crazy.
planning to end it on softs, perhaps? He's still going.
Capers is still getting that system, and Hernandi and Fatmi just continue to slow down each other, which has just worked perfectly well for Yawa. And as I was saying, I think he was actually extending that gap to Hosey at some point, despite the crazy difference in the tires, but
Oh,
it's really just the slipstream.
Kader Zen puts him down to fight for P9 with Do Gamer. No, wait, no, sorry, he's 5 seconds behind. That's Arbor's Ghost I'm seeing. Puts him down to P9, looking to catch F1 Fan and Batuko and Matimar up ahead. Batuko and F1 Fan in particular fighting, but they might stop now that they see Kader approaching the Colombian menace right behind.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a storm there, but now we see Yoa now leaving the pits for the soft tires, so I guess you were right there. I think you should play on the
Or
bet on the lottery today. Either way, yeah, I think GT is looking to win today. No big surprise there. Fatmi and Hernandi looking to
well,
take
remember,
the
you
double
never know.
podium.
Season 19 Belgium. You know what happened to JT. He was out in the lead. He was easily winning, and then you know what happened. So I'd say let's leave the celebrations until the final flag. JT's internet should be much better than season 19 round 1, but just in case, so we don't look like mugs. Right now, he has a big lead up ahead. I want
Yes.
to keep in mind the fight for P7 or even P6 here as Kader looks to chase down Manimar.
I also saw a bit of a crash there from F1 fan. On the final turn, he got pushed up to the inside, and now he's a little bit behind here of the likes of Kader and Bituko. Who from here, they kind of look like they are teammates. I don't know why, but the RMC and the Ricard Auto they just look very similar. I've been saying this whole season long, and yeah, but yeah, F1 fans just trying to catch to Bituko again, and yeah, then we got Mati, Kyler, who has the best tires here, looking to maybe take P6, and the
Yeah, I
one
want
that
to
I
say
see there's no Jiruni.
big
Yes.
respect to the people outside of the top 10, especially Arbor and Lexus, who, Arbor murder allegations aside, they look determined to finish the race here, regardless of position and regardless of the gap ahead. So, big respect to those guys. That sort of mindset will get you much further than people who would just outright quit. So.
And I'd say Kubo is the one who can definitely say that from experience, as yeah, he went from quite being quite far behind to eventually catch the others and midfield and top fives and podiums and a race win in the end. But either way, let's stop with the glazing that we got then. Also, I like to say, like Nikhil and Mason, they're looking very interesting as they're starting to settle themselves into this grid as well. Even though they're still like very recent drivers, but who knows? They might potentially have a main seat in the future, and there might be a specific team that might potentially need a driver as well. I don't know exactly which team, but it might be possible. Wink, wink. Either way, we are now on the
Yeah.
final lap of the race already, so Jesus Christ, it's actually passed very fast. I guess having
Actually,
someone
we're
else
we're
kind
near at
of.
the end.
Yeah, as we see now, JT, once again, with an amazing and dominating performance, he crosses the line to win the South African Grand Prix here, Kyalami. Definitely a much better race compared to last time we raced here. But now we see he's going to take second place. But Matic will do it again. Two times in a row beating his teammates. For P2, Yoa will
Yoa,
finish
the
his career
home
with
favourite.
P4.
Aussie with a respectable P5, I think his joint highest this season, and maybe joint highest of his
Oh,
career.
Mati and Kader.
Kader, Omati, Kader! And Batuko beats out F1 fan.
Yes, we also got Nikhil and Mason very close to each other, but that one time is still not getting that one slipstream range. As we see, but Nikhil will be able to hold on. So there he goes, Gyro from the Scuderia today. Then you got Lexus. Oh, oh my god, they're having some crazy lag, but I think it's a little too late. He's also alone there, but he's going to complete his first dual race. Same with Hubbard, who just got a FCR seat. And yeah, let's see now the countdown will probably end as soon as Hubbard finishes the race. And there he goes. Right, so let's. Do you want to do the rundown of
Yeah.
the.
Let's have a rundown. Shall we? It was very nice to be here accompanied by the like 7-time, 8-time, probably 19-time Euro champion Nuno himself. Lovely guy. We've got Charge T with a 5th win of the season in a row. His perfect season continues. What will stop this mad British lad as we've got the LSAs rounding out the podium? Well, they'll get the constructors at least, judging by the SCP replacements just not being able to compete at that level. Yoa, home favorite, gets 4th in at his home in South Africa. So congratulations to him. He definitely out strategized Aussie today. P5 for him. Great qualifying. Unfortunately, that reliance on softs in the end did not materialize into a podium finish, but it's a great effort from the young Polish driver. We got Kader in 6th, just about beating out Matimar, who I'm sure will not be happy. Of course, no one will be happy to lose out on a photo finish, but great effort from Mati. Anyways, great effort from Mati and his teammate Batuko, who finished right behind him in 8th, beating out his CL teammate F1 fan, who takes the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations for him, unfortunately, as the only Flow Force finisher due to Corvette having to DNF because of connection issues. The gamer rounds out the top 10, so it's a double top 10 for RMC alongside Keller. Nick Hill does manage to get 11th, does manage to hold on to ahead of Mason. Lexus in 13th, Arbor in 14th. Those are our finishers, and then classified in this order: 15th Cola, 16th Corvid, and 17th Albano. Not a great race for the Lynxes, as both of them unfortunately DNF. But yeah, interviews.
Yes, so. Uh, Maybe this time we can actually go from the top because the results have been sort of repetitive. And yeah, during these later days, people have been debating whether a gorilla could beat 100 people. But I wonder if JT could actually beat everyone in 100 races. And so yeah, what can you say, JT?
Well, this race was quite. Well, I don't know what it was. It was stressful in times and really quite just getting through it for the rest of the time. I mean, I got the undercut at the start, was undeniably helpful, and then it was. I can't actually remember that stint very well, but I mean, the main event I imagine was after the second pit when Hernandi was like right on the edge of the slipstream, and that was the deciding moment of the race. Really, after that, where it got very close. After that, it was sort of just keep it clean, don't make mistakes, and yeah, I mean, at the end, I was being sort of pressured by Ananti in the voice chat to pit for fastest lap, but I held off on that because it was only 7.5 or something, which I didn't feel was quite free. Yeah, it was sort of one of them races. Yeah.
I'll say though, there's something very interesting on the second stint where we had Ozzy on soft tires and he looked to be very close to catch you at some point. I'm not sure if
Oh
you
yeah.
felt
I
that
do
way, or
remember
if you thought that
that
well.
was close. That was scary. That one. I thought I thought that was where they were going to catch up and stuff, but it was very close. Yeah, scary.
All right then. So as we see, then JT's perfect season continues. The only thing he cannot get is really the fastest lap, but that's really just a Russian roulette, and it's more down to luck. So anything that is more down to skill, JT has been able to get it. Either way, we got Fantme today, second place once again, and this time was probably a more uh, unmerited word rather than Hernandi tried to get the fastest lap. So yeah, what can you say?
I mean, it was a good race. I got baited by Joe going in the pit on lap six. I wanted to follow him, but the moment I tried to, there was Hernandez car in the middle, so I couldn't. And from there on lap seven, I was kind of lost, so I forgot to pit a second time. And from lap 8 I just did medium hard, and at some point in the race, I think it was something like lap 15, 16, I got disconnected from the call that I was with Helendi and Joe. And I don't know what happened, but from that moment onwards, I was a rocket ship on the track. I was pulling off sub 35 on 1 hours. So yeah, I got really happy. I managed to catch Henendi twice, and big up to you who letted me through once going out the pits. That was really thankful. And yeah, I feel like for once I really couldn't fight for the win, and I'll be happy with happy too.
And interesting that all the disconnection from the VC and suddenly you got faster. I guess it's really just a matter of focus. Maybe.
Yeah, probably that was that. Maybe I will try next track. It's Caravali. I'm not that good over there. I tried multiple times, but it's just not coming together. I'll try it without VC and see how it goes. And yeah, maybe it's something to dig.
All right. Now we're gonna go with the driver who may have done his final race today on his home track, and he finished with
Are
the
we missing
five.
out Andy?
Oh shit! I forgot him. Jesus Christ, my head. It's well, yeah, Nandi third place today. So yeah, what can you say about your race? I mean, I
Yeah.
think Aussie was may have been a bit of a problem for you, but yeah, what do you think?
Oh, no, actually, that the first time around when he had the softs and I had the mediums, I just thought that I would put my ego aside for a bit and let him lead the pack. And I think he did better than I would have. He was so close to catching Joe. He really did a good job there. And in the end, I really am happy that I let him pass there. Then of course I undercut Joe by 2 laps. I was 6 tenths behind him, and I had Ozzy right behind me on softs, and I don't know. It just felt like a bit of a miscommunication. I would have wanted him to pass, but he didn't really pass me on the straight. He had softs, I had hards. I thought he would pass me, and we could have called Joe maybe. I think Ozzy had the pace to catch Joe softs versus hard easily, and he just didn't really overtake. I kind of found it hard. I tried to get Joe myself, but I'm kind of shit, so didn't work out too well. And with that, I kind of forced myself to do 13 on the hearts twice. Of course, Phantom got booted out of the VC we were in, and then I just started like teasing Joe with the fastest lap because, like, genuinely on lap 40, he was 8 seconds ahead. There was no risk, but whatever, it's his choice. And I just didn't really notice Tommy caught up to me. He had really insane pace. I was just driving my own pace, like okay pace, I guess. And yeah, he overtook me. He had better tires by the end, and I tried something on the final corner, but really didn't stand too much of a chance. At this point, I don't really care if it's second or third. I just really want to win a race this season, but every time I'm like 2 car lengths off of Joe's slip when it matters. It's quite a shame. Maybe next time.
All right then, and now there's also the season break to regain that confidence again. Either way, now we're gonna go to the driver who may have done his final race today at his home Grand Prix here in Kyalami, who now tied I think he's best result of P4. So yeah, how do you feel?
Yeah, yeah, I feel fantastic. I feel absolutely fantastic. Like when I crossed the line, I was busy like in these silent screams, like punching my arms in the air because I mean, it's been a tough season, hasn't it? It's been rough. It has been rough, you know. So I think qualifying. I mean, I was in such a good mood actually. Then qualifying came, and I knew there was a that was possible, but then it was like. Kept messing up. So I was a bit wasn't too happy with quali, but I knew from the start that you know what, I'm going to try and I'm going to try and take the hards and just try and slip. And I was so like I just wanted to stay out of trouble. That was my whole plan for the whole race. So then I decided, you know what, let's take hard tires. And I took hard tires. Then I go about 7 or so laps, and I'm behind Kada and Co. Kada is in front. I'm in second, but then JT was coming close and I was making a few mistakes. So I decided, let's let JT through. And then I wanted to see how long I can keep with him for. So I stayed with him for until about lap 14 because I knew that if I stuck behind JT, I'd get an overcut on those guys who I was behind before they boxed. And sure enough, that was the case. Next thing you know, it was about trying to make sure that I didn't make as many mistakes as usual and just hoping that the connection would not die on me. Oh, so then I think as time went, I think it was Phantom who slipped to me as well. I think I had a bit of a battle with Ozzy as well before we had our final battle. And dude, I'm just happy. I mean, I said, you know what? This is going to be my last one for the time being. And I'm sticking with it. And honestly, I'm just glad that I could have given you a good result for this season because I mean, it's been there. The pace has been there. This week I barely practiced because I was like, you know what? I don't have motivation for this. And then today comes, and I was like, you know what? Let's just have fun with it. Sure enough, we get best result ever. And yeah, I just want to thank so many people because you know what? Had a lot of people believe in what I could do. I think especially the likes of Matti and my MSR, like my MZR boys, Manbig, Goat, etc., etc. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. So could not have asked for a better ending.
Right, really nice to hear. I'm very glad you had fun today, and thanks a lot for driving for FCR in this season. We were desperately needing a driver, and to have one of your caliber was definitely great. And so yeah, enjoy the rest as well. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
so next we got now. Now is probably the most painful part of this video. It's Matimar's interview. P6 today actually had quite a bit of a big battle.
P7, I believe.
Yeah, oh,
P7.
yeah, P7. But yeah, we had this big battle for P6 between you, Kader, Bituko, F1 Fan. Maybe even though Gamer may have been involved at some point. And so, yeah, what can you say?
Yeah, so it was definitely a very fun race for me. So yeah, I have lots of things to improve, and I'm gonna work on that. So you guys have a good season. So yeah, that's all from the Yap King.
Well, thanks a lot for the talk, Mati. And yeah, not sure. Maybe you can end Carvid with DNF today. Not sure if he wants an interview. And yeah, what can you
Hi,
say?
yeah. Um, I had to pace the podium today, and the game was running like shit, and I qualied bad, and then my pace in the race was really bad. So there's not really much else to say. Just an opportunity wasted, pretty much. It's really funny because I was like my game was running fine, and then I turned my FPS counter on, and it starts running like complete shit. So
Very interesting. But yeah, definitely very unfortunate, especially on the track where you got your first win as well. But But yeah, full force here. Ooh, we might actually lose some crucial points for one time here, as you guys are definitely battling for this third place.
I'm
And
not too worried because I feel like the second half is going to be stronger for me, and I've already been able to salvage a lot out of the first half of the season despite having no points in 2 races. But yeah, we'll see.
well, yeah. Also, the second half of the season will be starting with the little Australian tour. So, what do you feel about that?
Uh, Pretty good. Should be a good race. I'm pretty practiced on this one. I feel like so it should be pretty fun. But again, we got a week off before that, so we'll see how that goes. Pretty much. And hopefully, I want to see F1 fan getting a bit better. He did get unlucky with me during the race, but yeah, he's slowly improving. I can see it.
Yeah. Also, it saw a crash where he got pushed on the inside on the final turn as well. But yeah, he's definitely improving. That is for sure. And yes, so he also got the fastest lap today, so that's a plus for the team. Either way, I think this will conclude the interviews today. Not sure if Kuba wants to say anything, as thanks a lot also for being here today.
I mean, um, very great to commentate today. If anyone has any money spare, I'm saving up for a car, and if you want to hear me again around 6, you're gonna have to pay up. So
All right.
just putting that out there. But lovely to have you all driving today. Great race. And congratulations mainly to Aussie and Yoa. The rest of you kind of had a normal race, didn't you? So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. So that's it then. As for next week is going to be the mid-season break, and then we're gonna return for the first of the Australian Grand Prix, as we're going to be racing at the Grease Sally Scarla Valley circuits made by Eleanor. And so that's it. We see you till the next time, and goodbye.